Okay, let's go ahead and get this one made as 217-7-1 post mount. All right, I'm going to show you something here. You can zoom in or download that, whatever you need to, but I'm going to zoom out here a little bit to make it bigger. You don't need to pay attention to this. This is just telling you certain things as an instruction that this is the dimension. This is a reference dimension because it has parentheses around. This is the dimension line. These are just general notes. This is called an extension line right here. These are center lines, and the extension line goes off of it. So you got an extension line, a dimension line, the actual dimension, the arrowheads. Sometimes they're tick marks or dots. We'll stick with arrowheads because it's the tradition. This is called a leader right here, this whole thing, and this is called a local note. You got that, all right, so the overall length of the part is 4.75, but the most important thing here is the reason it's a reference dimension is because it's more important to show the 3.5 between the centers and then 1.75 there. Now this dimension isn't needed. Generally you're going to find if you don't put the reference dimensions on here, you're going to make some machinists mad at you. If you do an overall length and do this way because of the way tolerance stack up works out, but we'll get to that later on. The outside radius here is 0.62, and this says it's a counterbore. That's 0.75. There's going to be a shallow, it's going to be shallow, and I don't see where it tells us the depth, so we're going to pick a depth of 0.1 for that, all right? So 0.1 will be that depth. So let's go. I'm going to move this out of the way. And we're going to get started. Okay, so now I'm going to start by picking a thing here. I want to go to a top view here this time, I think, and start. Create a new sketch and do normal 2. And when I think about this, I want to go ahead and start with probably a circle right here. I'm going to start with the circle and drop that in there. You know that that outside diameter there is 2.12, so I can dimension that right here like this. 2.12 is the outside diameter of that part. I'm also going to come down here. I'm going to add an arc right about here, and notice that I'm going to make sure that they are not aligned. That right there, that constrains it, so I want them to not be aligned. And then I'll do another arc down here on this end that's very similar. Oops. Alright, I'm going to draw a line, and that goes from that end point up to about here. Hit escape on my keyboard, do a line. That goes from this end point up to about right here. Hit escape on the keyboard. Line. We've done this kind of stuff already, so this should be relatively easy for you. Alright, we got a whole thing there. Ready to do the tangent. Tangent here. I don't know if you can hear it from my clock make race car noises. And it sounds unusually loud to me this morning. I'm going to do the outside ones too. Alright, now we pointed out before that the distance between these two center points was 3.5. Alright, 3.5 is the distance between the center points. And I want to say that these two are equal to one another. And I want these two to be equal to one another. And I might have messed up. Ooh, I did mess up. Alright, let me show you how to fix it. I'm going to undo this. I'm going to undo back to where I get it to where I want it there. Now, I think the mistake that I made was I need to do a horizontal constraint from here to here. And I need to do one that goes from here to here. So now when I say that these are equal, those two should be equal. It shouldn't do anything bizarre. That's right. Okay. So the order of the constraint is important. Alright, so then we got 3.5, and then I wanted to say that this one and this one are equal also. So that should center those up right. I can also say that this and this are equal, and it should make it look right. That looks about the way it should be. So now we'll start putting dimensions on this, and we'll say that this is 0.62 radius. Alright, so that's what I've got going on there. Alright, so the hole through the center of this doesn't go all the way down, and this one's a counterbore. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this sketch. Now we're ready to extrude. I'm going to finish this sketch, turn it sideways, because I'm going to end up sharing this sketch in a second. I don't want to see the back side, I want to see the front. Alright, and so I'm going to delete the sketch in just a second, but I'm going to extrude this first. I'm going to extrude this thickness of 1.62, 1.62, and finish that sketch, and then I'm going to hide that, and I'm going to extrude this portion and this portion. The thicknesses are 0.44. All right. Okay. Right click, new sketch on this one. I'm going to put point right in the center, right there. Finish that sketch, and I'm going to right click onto this plane, new sketch. And I want this one to be right on that center also. All right, I just found them that way. You can do the concentric constraint, but I used the ones that did it automatically. So now I'm going to go up here. I'm going to do the hole. I'm going to do a hole on this one right here. This is a counter bore that is, well, yeah, we can do that. Maybe that's not the best way to do it. The best way to do this is probably with the circle on top. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and edit that sketch, because I don't need that center point so much. I'm going to put this right here, put this diameter out here, and say that it is 0.125. Now, if we look back at this drawing that we had before, this one, it says here that right there, that little symbol right there is the depth symbol. So it goes down 1.06. So when I finish this, I'm going to extrude that part right there. I want to remove 1.06 out of there, and it's going in the direction I want it to, because I don't want it to go upward. That's the wrong way, so I want it to go down. Finish that, and it takes that out of there. Now I'm going to use the hole command, and I'm going to do this other thing here. It is a counter bore, so the drilled hole that goes through it is 0.38. Oops, it's 0.38. So this, when you see these little numbers here, that's the number drill you use when you do that kind of thing. So 0.38, I have a drill chart in my classroom I can show you how to use, but 0.38 is, this is going to be the 0.38 right there. This is the W drill. It's probably this one, actually 3/8, just rounded up. So let's go with that, because 3/8 is a standard number that gets often used. And then we're going to go through all, and then the diameter of the countersink was, I think, 0.75. That was it. So it was 0.75. The depth of it, we said, was going to be 0.1. It wasn't very deep. And then we're going to click that spot and this spot. Alright. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you, and I don't know how this works on Onshape, how well it's going to work, so we'll give it a try. We're going to use this thing here called a fillet. Now, a fillet adds strength to things, and you sometimes use them on parts, and that fillet radius was 0.12. Now, we've used fillet before for something else, but in this case, we're going to put a little round on this right here to make it look good. We'll do that all the way around there like that part. So, and we're doing that because you see how it's round right here, and this little round part right there, we know that they're there, and it says all the fillets and rounds are that. But this has a sharp corner on it. It has a sharp corner on the bottom. So they have a special finish mark on it to say that there's a certain kind of thing. So that means they do have to be flat. So that's actually a flatness symbol. All right, so that's our part. Let's double click here and to center it, and then I'm going to right click and click create a drawing. So I'll go with the ANSI B inch, and I'm going to do my 4 standard views right here like this. And so, all right, right click on it. We're going to get rid of all our hide all our tangents, because that's the way that should look. We show the hidden lines. Right click, we're going to hide all of our tangent marks, and then we're going to show all of our hidden lines. And we're going to right click on here, hide all of our tangents, and we are going to show all of our hidden lines. across there that way. All right. I don't care what's up there. As a matter of fact, you can get crazy on this one. You can say your tangent lines. You could show hide. You could change this to show it as a shaded view, even if you wanted to. Do that, and we can right click on it, and we're going to hide the tangent lines. So that looks like a sharp part. Okay. We'll start putting dimensions on, and actually we'll put them on just like they were on the drawing before. We'll use the whole command. Oh, this one we can't do that. We didn't use the whole command for this, so we'll put a thing on here that says that's 1.25. And I'm going to double click on this because I want to use something here. I'm going to go down here and I want to add a symbol. Wow. Alright, so this is what we'll do instead. 1.25, and we will say that this goes, just double check it. Yep, so, okay, we'll add a symbol right here. That is our depth symbol, which is the counterboard. This is our depth symbol right there. And, oops, I don't want it to be there. I want it to be right here. We'll use the depth symbol here, and we're going to say it is 1.06. Alright, so now that solves that problem. This one on this end here, we can use the whole command because the way we did that before. Oops. That's fine. It's actually okay to do it this way. I'm going to double click this, come down here, and I'm going to say 2 holes. You can also say 2 places if you want it. So that covers that one. I'm going to put a dimension on that goes from the center of this one to the center of that one and put it right here so the extension lines come out. I want to go from center to center right there. Put that there. I've never been a fan of putting the dimension across the top here when you can see what the diameter is up here. So I'm actually going to put the dimension for that part. Oops, dimension for this part right here so we know what that is. Alright, so we know that it's a diameter. I don't have to add any symbols. So on this view, I'm going to go ahead and put this one on here, like this, 0.44. This one's 1.62. We don't need to do the depth of this because we did it right there. We did it right here, and it tells us how deep the counterboard was. And we don't need to do the one there. I forgot I like to put these center marks on here. So I'll do that right now. Put the center marks there. This one I'll add this, and then I'll add this and this, so we know it's all going through the center. Alright. So we could add another note down here. We add this and it says note. I'm going to back that up because I need all caps on this one. I accidentally hit the shift key. Note, rounds and fillets are 0.12. Alright, drag this out so it's straight. And then, alright, so we got all the dimensions covered on that. Oh, no, we don't. We got to add this right here, and we're going to put this. I'm going to go ahead and put TYP behind it. TYP. That's typical. So now that they can do this, they can add these up to get the overall length of this. Alright, so I'm going to double click my mouse wheel. So it zooms to the extents. And then I'll go in here and change, where my mouse goes. I'm going to change the part name to post mount. Check that. And I'm going to change the part number to 217-7-1, and we'll call it good. That was a long video to get that part done, but this is what it should look like when you're done, alright?